pitiful capitulation. And I would say to these law firms that have capitulated are the ones that are actively considering capitulating, and I know there's at least one. First of all, you're ruining your own reputation. Mm-hmm. Secondly, you're betraying your profession, your professional oath. Thirdly, you are betraying your country because you're doing harm to your country, because you're creating the impression that this administration cannot be fought for all of the illegalities that we've been talking about. Right. This is an administration that is punishing people because the president is a convicted felon and is angry that he was almost brought to justice, and he wants to inflict harm on the government, and also his people he wants to inflict harm on our legal system, and he also wants to deter people from fighting back to all the illegal things he's doing. And when you capitulate to him, you are encouraging them to send more people to El Salvador, including potentially American citizens, because they want to create a system where everybody's too afraid.
George Conway says Donald Trump has disgraced the United States of America in countless ways since he first entered political life 10 years ago, but he has never disgraced the nation as badly as he did today. He has brought shame to this country to an extent I'd never thought possible, and he has only just begun. That's the thing. You would think people like me and George Conway already thought the absolute worst. The fact that he has gone way beyond anybody's imaginings that even imagined the worst is really saying something. Reuters and AP not allowed in the Oval Office to cover the Trump-Vance shakedown of Zelensky, but TASS, the official Russian news outlet, found their way there. I mean, it again, cannot write this. Ron, again, Zelensky found out what it's like to be a U.S. governor in a blue state asking Trump for medical supplies during the pandemic or a disaster relief after a wildfire or storm. It's not his money, but he fully expects you to beg and plead for it and then tell him how wonderful he is.
Let me ask you, George, one of the questions I get asked a lot, I mean, just when you're in a train station, is like, what are the guardrails? What can be done to stop this? I mean, I think there are a lot of people who might be on a political enemies list, who might be targeted, just who are concerned about what they could do with their power. What are the legal guardrails here to stop the two of them from...
Well, the legal guardrails ultimately would be the courts.
Yeah.
Because if they want to bring punitive prosecutions against people, they still have to prove crimes beyond a reasonable doubt. But at the end of the day, in terms of just the mismanagement of the agency, I mean, 38,000 people work for this agency, and the two people at the top don't know anything about how it works, and they've lost a number of people at the top levels already. So it's just, I don't know what the remedy is other than we're stuck with them, and it's not great.
Yeah, I mean, I got to say, the good news is Trump and the Republicans, I think, are doing a lot of the work for us in terms of getting people back.
When people's personal and family economies collapse, that is going to get their attention. That's going to get them back over to our side.
I mean, in my 6,000 threads, I'll find it. But, you know, here it is. This just always sticks in my mind. A close friend texted me this yesterday. He nailed it. The more I live in this moment, the more I believe that individualism is the root cause of where we are. It's something that goes beyond liberal versus conservative. Too many people that, given an issue or problem, isn't a big deal because it doesn't affect them. Too many people think about the current moment of their lives rather than what comes later or after them. Individualism is where community and our nation goes to die. And that's what it is. It's just they, tapped into people's selfishness, and now they're seeing how this affects them, and it's.
I don't know that individualism equals selfishness.
I mean, even Bobby Kennedy wrote a thing finally because he sees what a disaster.
He's in hot water,
right? Then saying, "Oh, you know what? I feel like maybe getting vaccinated against measles might be a good idea." I mean, oh my God. Because they see politically what a disaster this is becoming. Here's, a doctor tweeted, a measles case in an unvaccinated child has been confirmed in Montgomery County, Pennsylvania, where I live. They imported it to the country after international travel. You know what would have prevented that? Being vaccinated. There are now also cases in New Jersey, Washington, California, the growing outbreak in Texas and New Mexico. The rapid expansion of cases is a result of decades of anti-vaccine rhetoric from RFK Jr. and his allies, and has caused vaccination rates to drop.
The County of Los Angeles had to release a statement last week saying that if you were at LAX on this...
I read it.
Okay, so I wasn't here. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Oh, you were. It happened, even though you weren't here. It was like a tree forest.
Got it.
Yeah. I mean, it's just everywhere you look, Chris. Keith Boykins, the Trump administration has canceled a program to plant trees in a low-income black community in New Orleans because it violates Trump's new anti-DEI order. Hurricane Katrina wiped out 200,000 trees in New Orleans, and a local environmental group called Sustaining Our Urban Landscape was planting hundreds of trees in a historically black community. Not anymore. I mean, to think you could finish George Bush's disastrous response to Hurricane Katrina, it's... and just all the racism that went with that. Okay. Personality of Colt says the most frustrating thing about the success of Russia's agitprop disinformation campaign is that most of it is just so aggressively stupid and easily debunked by even the most cursory of honest investigations. They bet on a sufficient number of Americans being lazy and ignorant enough to swallow their bull, and they were right. I mean, that's what's just... look at Marco Rubio. He is on tape a zillion times warning about the dangers of Russia and Putin. He tweeted yesterday, "Thank you, POTUS, for standing up for America in a way that no other president has ever had the courage to do before. Thank you for putting America first. America's with you." First of all, no, these very clearly are not. What is it? It's over 80% don't trust Putin. Okay. Eric Swalwell said, "Bro, did you write this? We all saw you. You tried to shrink in your chair. You looked at Trump like he was some crazy ass pops who was embarrassing you on your first date. Don't bull a screw pair." I mean, oh my God. Right side of history, wrong side of history. It's never been clearer. Kathy in Temecula. Hello, Kath.
Hello. Stephanie, hi.
Hi.
Hey, do you remember our shutdown in 2018, the government shutdown because we wouldn't pay for his stupid wall?
Yes.
What brought that a month later to a screeching halt? The airlines threatened to shut down.
Mm-hmm.
Why are we not doing that? France does it with their truckers.
Yeah.
They end their... I don't
Kathy,
get it.
That's what I mean. I don't think anyone should go to this State of the Union. I think we have got to send a signal that this is not business as usual. I agree with you. Something, maybe it requires creative thinking outside the box. I don't know. I am, as I keep saying, Chris, for all of the above. I mean, Alex says leaving NATO would be a gift to America's enemies and a disaster for national security. Anyone suggesting it either doesn't understand geopolitics or wants to see the U.S. fail. Anna said after September 11th, that's a year after you were born.
Yeah.
A whole of Europe answered unconditionally to the U.S. call and invocation of Article 5 on the NATO treaty. Today, Russia can freely invade and bomb Ukraine or any other sovereign European country and be rewarded by Trump's America. It will never not be just stunning. Oh, hey there, it's Stephanie Miller. If you're like me and you love sharp political insight, pointy, you like it pointy and sharp, bold opinions, and a touch of humor to make sense of these crazy times, have I got some fantastic news for you. The Political Voices Network is now on Substack. This is your new go-to for the best in independent media. We're talking about my show streaming daily with episodes on demand, the fearless of journalism of Brian Karem, the brilliant side-splitting satire of John Fugelsang, the unrelenting working class advocacy of Rick Smith, and so much more. Here's the best part. Subscribing is so easy. You can join for free or go to the extra mile. Support these incredible independent voices by signing up for a full subscription starting at just $8. You'll get access to exclusive content, behind-the-scenes insights, and a chance to directly fuel fearless, unfiltered media. So what are you waiting for? Head on over to politicalvoicesnetwork.com. Hit that subscribe button and become part of the movement keeping truth alive in an era of corporate media overload. Every subscription helps, especially yours. One more time, that is politicalvoicesnetwork.com. Sign up now. Do it.